Let's move to the NBA, Tony, and jump right to more player-referee beef. Last night, it was Chris Paul versus 24-year vet Scott Foster. Paul, at the end of a brilliant performance, was teed up by Foster, who wasn't even within shouting distance. Afterward, Paul said, quote, "Scott Foster at his finest." You know what I mean? He just never fails. He's the man. That's who they pay to see. Close quote. Tony, these are now nightly occurrences for a league at the top of its popularity. Doesn't the NBA need to address this right now?
The integrity of the game is paramount. Some stupid eruption by Chris Paul, you can fine him for that. Nobody cares about that. This is what Draymond Green was talking about the other day, that there's a disconnect, and it's personal. I don't know between all referees and all players, but surely between some referees and some players. And the league has to care about that more than anything else right now.
Agreed, Tony. I mean, the appearance of this sort of delicate balance between officiating and playing, you have to have that. And I'm interested as we go into this now, and it is a nightly occurrence, and there are people on television. I want to hear more about what guys like Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett, who've been in and up and down and have their favorite referees and least favorite referees, and understand the give and take over a period of decades.
Scott Foster was voted the worst referee in the NBA in a poll by the LA Times a year ago.
What's he still doing in the league? If that's true. And by the way, other people have to evaluate him, not just players. But what do you remember? When I say Scott Foster, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Nothing to me.
Magic Johnson's only physical confrontation with an official came in 1996 with Scott Foster.
So that sounds to me...
Who was in his second year,
That sounds to me like you are inclined to think Scott Foster's the problem, not Chris Paul. But we both know Chris Paul is an irritant, and we both presume that this personal thing between them could be equal parts of one and the other.
Yes.
But the refereeing problem on a larger...
It's a bigger thing than that. So what is it? I've heard some guys say, and I've just been trying to get some players on the phone, Tony, that the newer officials, the younger guys, don't talk to them. You covered the league a long time. You know contentious guys. Was it like this every night then?
No, it really wasn't. But in those days, players didn't make so much more than all the referees, and players weren't venerated to the degree they are now, starting when they're 13 and 14 years old in AAU basketball. It might be a different culture of player now, and I don't know. You're closer to it than I am.
Hard to get a handle on.